I just saw a professor lose his tenure over a tweet from 2011. This isn't justice. It's a digital execution.
It's not an execution, Dad. The community is finally setting a boundary against those who refuse to evolve with the times.
But where is the balance? We are creating a world where 40% of people are too afraid to speak their minds because of this masterpiece of a movement.
That fear is just the beginning of responsibility. If your mindset buckets is full of old biases, you shouldn't be surprised when the digital gate closes on you. Today we are talking about the digital guillotine. Cancel culture. Is it a necessary tool for social accountability? Or is it just a high-tech version of a mob hunt?
I have been an IT manager for years, and I still believe in systems and due process. Data and reputations should not be destroyed by a hashtag, not without a fair trial.
That's where you are wrong, Dad. Due process is often just a slow way to protect the messy, biased history you are trying to save. Cancel culture is our collective refusal to tolerate that past anymore.
Protect what? The right to be human? Look at me. I arrived in this country with 2 suitcases and a student visa. That was it. Back then, if you made a mistake, you actually had a chance to learn and grow. You were not defined by your worst day forever.
And I am Sophia. I was born and raised here in the States. I just finished my master's in business communication, and I see a different reality. Digital footprints are permanent now, Dad. There is no back then, because the internet never forgets.
And I am David, Sophia's dad. I am an IT manager now, but I built everything I have from those 2 suitcases. I just want to make sure we are not building a world that is more rigid than the one I left.
This podcast is for B2 to C1 English learners. We have real debates. Dad makes mistakes, and I correct him. That is how you learn natural and professional English. Today we will fix Dad's grammar and argue about the ethics of canceling. We will find out if forgiveness is still a valid bucket, or if we have replaced it with a permanent shredder.
Today's question: is cancel culture a path to a better society? Or is it just a digital box where we trap people's pasts forever?
Spoiler alert, Dad. The trap is already set. Let us dive in. Part 1. Dad, before we even start, answer this. Is a viral hashtag a mirror reflecting the truth? Or is it just a match lighting a fire?
Honestly, Sophia, it is more like gasoline because nobody cares about the mirror anymore and we just want the heat of the moment.
That is because you are scared of the speed. Take a look at this X thread, Dad. 50,000 retweets in under an hour for an influencer's career melting down.
As an IT manager, that kind of data velocity is what keeps me up at night. You see a spark, but I see a systemic failure, like a digital forest fire that consumes everything before you can even call for help.
That is a classic Gen X metaphor, but you are missing the why behind this intentional signal of a collective boundary being crossed. We are simply deciding that our attention bucket is no longer available for someone who violates our values.
But is it really intentional when people are sharing these threads without even checking a single fact? They see a headline, they hit retweet, and it becomes a purely reactionary wave.
Use reactive, Dad, not reactionary. Reactionary usually refers to someone who opposes social progress, but if you are talking about a quick response to a headline, the word is reactive.
Fine. Reactive. Whatever the word is, the point is the same. People are just waiting for a reason to throw a stone in this digital hunt for sport.
You're finally picking up the right vocabulary, but you're still missing the point. We are holding people accountable. And for once, the power is in our hands.
Thanks, Professor Sophia. But my point is about the imbalance of power for those of us who built our reputations, suitcase by suitcase, earning every step we took.
Is it fair that a 20-minute firestorm destroys a 20-year career when the speed of the accusation is completely outrunning the speed of the truth? Truth is slow, but your guillotine is instantaneous.
If the character was a lie, then time does not matter. But you are ignoring the human cost of this instantaneous judgment.
Dad, have you even seen the lists for hashtag Blockout 2024? It is not just a hashtag anymore. It is where the digital guillotine actually starts to drop.
I see the lists, and I see the fear. But fear is not the same thing as justice.
At least now, they are finally listening to our silence. Decide which side you are on, Dad. Dad, look at your face. You're doing it again, staring at the screen like it's a horror movie.
Because it is. I am scrolling through these blockout lists. It's endless. Do you even realize what this is?
I know exactly what it is. It's the digital guillotine, and honestly, it's about time it started dropping.
Guillotine? That is a violent, ugly word. You're talking about people's lives like you're playing a game.
It's not a game, Dad. It's a reality check. For years, these people stayed silent while the world burned. Now, the bill is due.
So you just disappear them with a single click? This isn't a protest. It's an organized mob hunt. You're acting like an executioner in your pajamas.
Better than acting like a coward in a suit. We aren't hunting them. We are withdrawing our attention bucket. Why should my views fund their third mansion?
Withdrawal? Please. It looks like you're just stripping off their money and influence because they did not post the right thing at the right time.
Strip them of.
What?
You strip off a sticker or your clothes. But when you take away power, money, or status, the word is strip someone of something.
Fine. Strip them of influence. Does that make this guillotine any more civilized?
A lot more civilized than letting them profit while people suffer. You're finally picking up the right weapon, but you're still defending the wrong side.
I am defending the American way of due process. In my server room, if I see a glitch, I run a diagnostic instead of deleting the entire database.
Your diagnostics take 10 years. The victims don't have 10 years. Speed is the only justice we have.
Speed is not a virtue when you're talking about a human life. Truth is slow. Context is slow. But your block button is instantaneous.
If they were neutral during the crisis, their context doesn't matter. They made a choice. Now we're making ours.
You're trading justice for a quick dopamine hit of power. But mark my words, Sophia. One day, the mob will get bored of these celebrities.
And then?
And then they'll look for new necks. One day, that blade will be over you, and you'll be the one begging for the slow truth while everyone else is busy clicking block.
Dad, stop hiding behind your slow rules. You keep talking about fairness, but your version of fairness is just a luxury for people who never had to suffer.
It is not a luxury, Sophia. It is the foundation. In my world, in the server room, if I see a glitch, I run a diagnostic. I do not just delete the entire database because I am angry.
But the database is the problem. It was built on systemic bias from day one. While you are busy running your diagnostics, the victims are still living with the trauma. We are not waiting for a trial that will never happen. We are the trial.
Then you have become the monster you were trying to kill. If everyone acts as a judge based on a hashtag, then no one is truly innocent. You are filling the judgment bucket with raw emotion instead of evidence. In my world, we call that a systemic crash.
Then let the old system crash. We are trading your silence for accountability. For decades, due process was just code for keep quiet until the public forgets. We finally realized that our attention currency is the only thing these people actually fear.
Attention currency. You make it sound like a game, but you are playing with human lives. You are ignoring the recycle bin and turning the whole world into a permanent shredder. You are trading truth for speed, Sophia.
Truth is not slow. It was just suppressed. We are just finally making the receipts public. If a celebrity cannot handle the heat of their own past, they should not have stepped into the kitchen.
And when the mob decides you are no longer pure enough, when the blade is over your neck, you will realize why we built those slow rules. In the first place, there will not be any mercy left to save you because you spent it all on your guillotine.
I will take that risk. I would rather live in a world with consequences than a world where the powerful have a permanent get-out-of-jail-free card. The balance is shifting, Dad. Get used to the new gravity.
I hope you are right, but I fear we are just building a faster machine for our own destruction. When mercy ends, the conversation ends. It is just war.
Then let the silence speak. Accountability is expensive, and it is time to pay up. Stay tuned, everyone. The audit is just getting started. Are you holding the blade today, or are you just waiting for your turn?
Part 2. You seriously ended the last segment with a threat, Sophia? The ghost is finding its next target. Is this what we've become? Digital bounty hunters? You're talking about human lives like they're just entries in a hit list.
We aren't hunting anyone. We're just refusing to look away for once. The digital ghost isn't a monster we made up. It's just the truth that celebrities tried to delete. For years, they controlled every narrative, but now, the receipts are permanent. Why should we ignore who they really are just because time passed?
Because people evolve. You're holding them hostage to a version of themselves from 15 years ago. A tweet from 2011 is not a person. It's a snapshot of a mistake. Are we actually protecting justice here, or are you just enjoying the punishment?
I am enjoying the accountability. You call it a snapshot, but for the victims of their words, that was a reality. Why does the growth of the oppressor always matter more than the pain of the ignored? The receipts don't lie. If you were a bigot then, the burden of proof is on you to show you aren't one now.
But you don't even give them a chance. You block them, you erase them, and you move straight to the next target. In my world, in tech, we patch bugs to make the system better. We don't scrap the entire server because of one old error. You're creating a world where no one is allowed to be better than their worst mistake.
Your patch is usually just a PR statement written by a high-priced lawyer. It's not growth, it's brand management. We are not looking for a software patch for the soul. We're looking for a system reset. If the foundation is built on hate, we have every right to pull the plug.
But who holds the plug? You're filling the judgment bucket so fast that you're drowning out the possibility of mercy. A society without a clean slate is just a digital prison. If the ghost defines us forever, then the delete key is a lie.
The delete key was always a privilege of the powerful. Now, the ghost is the equalizer. We're finally building a database of consequences.
Or a database of human failure. I fear you're more interested in the execution than the explanations.
Because the explanations are over, Dad. Just watch. You could be the next one they come for.
You're really performing for them now? Turning a human life into a teaser for your next segment. That next cut you're so excited about isn't just a digital move. It's an execution of a reputation without a single word of defense.
It's not a performance. It's a warning. If people are actually scared of the next cut, then they should probably look at the receipts they left behind. We are not hunting anyone. We're auditing them.
Auditing? Come on. It's a bank run on a human life. You're all rushing to the counter to withdraw your support before anyone can even explain the situation. One tweet from 2011, and suddenly they are the face of evil. Where is the room for the human patch in this version of justice?
The patch only comes when the attention bucket is empty. They only apologize when the sponsorship money stops. That's survival, not growth. If their brand was built on a lie, time doesn't matter. Why should we give our currency to a foundation built on rot?
Because everyone has a bit of rot in their past, Sophia. Even you You're filling the judgment bucket so high that there's no room for a fair trial. You're not making people better. You're just creating professional actors who are better at hiding their tracks.
Sincerity doesn't stop a crisis, results do. We don't care about their gut feeling, we care about the impact. We are finally enforcing a permanent record. If you don't want to be canceled, don't build a career on hate.
But a record with no clean slate is a dystopia. Even in IT, we have a recycle bin. You just have a shredder. You're ignoring the most basic human right, the right to be forgiven.
Mercy is a luxury we can't afford. We tried for decades, and look at the world we inherited. The shredder is for the rot, and right now, the rot is everywhere.
I just hope you're ready when the mob turns its memory on you. Because nobody's cache is truly empty.
Let them look. I'd rather be judged for the truth than protected by a lie.
That's a dangerous gamble. You're skipping the one thing that keeps us from becoming monsters.
And what's that?
Due process. That is where the real imbalance begins.
Due process? Don't hide behind a slow, dusty system to protect the powerful. In the digital age, your process is just a leaky bucket that lets the truth slip away while the rest of us wait for a justice that never comes.
It's not about being slow, it's about being right. Due process is the only thing separating a civilized society from a dark age mob. Without it, the loudest voice on X or Reddit is the only one that matters. You're trading truth for speed.
We're trading silence for accountability. For decades, due process was just code for keep quiet until the public forgets. We finally realized that our attention currency is the only thing these people actually fear. We are waiting for a trial that will never happen. We are the trial.
Then you've become the monster you were trying to kill. If everyone acts as a judge based on a hashtag, then no one is truly innocent. You're filling the judgment buckets with raw emotion instead of evidence. In my world, we call that a systemic crash.
Then let the old system crash. It was built on systemic bias from day one anyway. We aren't here to be civilized by your standards, we're here to be effective. The imbalance is finally tilting our way. If a celebrity can't handle the heat of their own past, they shouldn't have stepped into the kitchen.
And when the mob decides you're no longer pure enough, who will you call then? When the tilt goes too far and the blade is over your neck, you'll realize why we built those slow rules in the first place. There will not be any mercy left to save you.
I'll take that risk. I'd rather live into a world with consequences than a world where the powerful have a permanent get-out-of-jail-free card. The balance is shifting, Dad. Get used to the new gravity.
I hope you're right, but I fear we're just building a faster machine for our own destruction.
We'll see. To our listeners, are you holding the blade, or are you just waiting for your turn? This was Sophia and Dad. Stay.
Part 3. Stay sharp? Seriously? You are acting like some executioner, but you are ignoring the actual mess. This new gravity you keep talking about, it does not just hit the bad guys. It hits everyone. You think you can just update the softwares of the soul.
Software?
What?
Software is uncountable, Dad. No S. If you are going to lecture me on how systems work, at least use the right terminology. It is just software.
Fine. Software, whatever. The point is, once they are down, you just bury them. Forever. Is that it? No way back? Just a permanent exile?
Redemption is not a right, Dad. It is a privilege. Why should we waste our time and our attention currency on some celebrity's fake apology tour? They are toxic. They are out. Why is that so hard for you to understand?
Because people are not servers. In my world, we recover data. We patch things. We do not just torch the whole drive because of one bad file. But you are burning human beings. You are saying, once the mob marks you, then you are dead. A digital death penalty.
Trying to be better? Give me a break. They only try when the sponsors start calling. It's not a change of heart. It's brand management. It's a PR script.
So what? Everyone acts a bit. But if you don't believe people can change, then accountability is just a lie. It's just revenge. You're making them disappear. You're creating this class of unforgiven people.
They're not unforgiven. They're just irrelevant. Finally. The illusion of redemption is how they stayed on top for decades. Not anymore. The door is locked.
And who has the key? A hashtag? You're building a world of liars, Sophia. Everyone terrified of their own shadow. Is that purity?
I want consequences. Permanent ones. If being a bigot makes you terrified, then the system is finally working.
Or it's just a new kind of darkness. No exit. Just war.
Fine. Let the war begin. If they wanted a way back, they should have thought of that before they got caught. Redemption is officially out of stock.
You're not just cleaning the system. You're building a social credit score without a government. It's a digital neighborhood watch with a global reach. There is less people every day.
Fewer.
What?
Fewer people, Dad. Countable nouns. Use the right word if you're going to complain about the world. It's fewer.
Fine. Fewer. Fewer people are willing to have a real conversation because they're terrified of a screenshot from 2019. Is that your purity? A world of actors who are just better at hiding their tracks?
It's not acting. It's called having standards. Why is it so hard to just not be a jerk? If you're scared of your own history, then your history is the problem, not the system. We're just making the receipts public.
But who's the judge? You? Your followers? You're filling that judgment bucket based on a mood, not evidence. In my world, we call that a systemic crash. You're trading due process for speed and hashtags.
Due process was just code for, let's wait until people forget. We're not waiting anymore. The attention currency is our power. If you used your platform to hurt people, you don't get to keep the platform. It's that simple.
It's never simple. You're creating a world where no one is allowed to be better than their worst mistake. You're ignoring the recycle bin and going straight to the shredder. Where does it end? Does everyone get a score on their forehead?
If that score reflects that they're a bigot or a predator, then yeah, why should they get a clean slate when their victims are still living with the trauma? The powerful had the delete key for too long. Now, the ghost is the equalizer.
The ghost is a monster you can't control, Sophia. Today it's them, but tomorrow? What happens when you aren't pure enough for the next wave?
Then I will face the consequences. I am not hiding. Are you?
I am not hiding. I am mourning. I am mourning. A world where we could actually talk to each other without looking for a weapon in every sentence.
Talk is cheap. Accountability is expensive. And it's time to pay up.
So this is it? The end of the road? You're officially closing the door on mercy. You're telling the world that if you trip once, you're not just out of the race. You're out of the human family.
Mercy was always a luxury for the people who did not have to suffer. It was a hall pass for the powerful. You call it mercy, but I call it a get-out-of-jail-free card that the rest of us never got to play.
But without it, we're just machines. We're just code with no room for error. You're ignoring the recycle bin and turning the whole world into a permanent shredder. You're filling the judgment bucket so high that you're drowning the very justice you claim to protect.
The shredder is for the rot. And let's be honest, the rot has been there for a long time. If the judgment bucket is overflowing, it's because there's finally enough light to see what was always inside. We're not the ones who put the trash there. We're just the ones refusing to live in it.
But who stays clean? In your world? No one, not even you. Eventually, the ghost will find a receipt for everyone. When there's no delete key left and no path back to being clean, all you've built is a faster machine for our own destruction.
Then let it burn. If the only thing keeping the old system together was the illusion of redemption, then the system deserved to fail. I'd rather live in a world of hard truths than a world of comfortable lies.
You say that now, but when the new gravity pulls you down, and it will, you'll be looking for that exit sign you just painted over. You'll realize why we built the slow rules in the first place.
Maybe, but at least I won't be looking for a lawyer to write my soul a software patch. I'll take the consequences. That's what real accountability looks like.
I hope you're ready for the silence that comes after. Because when mercy ends, the conversation ends. It's just war.
Then let the silence speak. Thanks for listening, everyone. Are you holding the blade today, or are you just waiting for your turn?
I think we already know the answer.
This was Sophia and Dad. Stay sharp.
Grammar focus.
Okay, Dad, before we get to our final thoughts, it is time for the Grammar Mistake Corner. We need to patch those glitches in your tech English before they become permanent bugs. Ready?
Honestly, I am a bit nervous. I saw you taking notes while I was talking about the digital guillotine. Just give it to me straight, Sophia.
I will. First, reactionary. You used it to describe a quick response on X. Reactionary is for someone who hates social progress. If it is just a fast, unthinking move to a headline, the word is reactive. Repeat after me. Reactive response.
Reactive response.
Reactive wave.
Reactive wave.
Good. Don't let me hear reactionary unless you're talking about your grandpa's politics. Second one, you said you're stripping off their influence. No, Dad. You strip off a sticker when you take away power or status. The word is strip someone of something. Let us go. Strip them of influence.
Strip them of influence.
Strip them of power.
Strip them of power.
Third, you keep saying if someone has been canceled. That is a glitch in your tense. It has been canceled. Repeat after me. Has been.
Has been.
Has been deleted.
Has been deleted.
Has been audited.
Has been audited.
Perfect. Last one. You said less people are willing to talk. Since you can count people on your fingers, you have to use fewer. Less is for things you can't count, like water or time. For people, it is always fewer. Let us go. Fewer people.
Fewer people.
Fewer followers.
Fewer followers.
Fewer screenshots.
Fewer screenshots.
Exactly. Those 4 fixes make a huge difference in how professional you sound.
You know, it is actually kind of satisfying to fix these little bugs. Thanks for the tough love, Sophia.
You are a good student. Now that we have cleaned up the language, let us move to the big picture. Final reflection. We have fixed the grammar, Dad, but the new gravity we talked about today, that is not something you can just patch with a software update.
I know. And honestly, Sophia, it still scares me. We are building a world where the shredder is always on. We are so focused on filling that judgment bucket that we are forgetting what happens to the people inside it.
But Dad, you have to understand, for my generation, the old way was not mercy. It was just silence. It was letting the powerful stay powerful no matter who they hurt. This illusion of redemption you keep defending, it was just a shield.
Maybe it was. But if we replace that shield with a permanent exile, then where does it end? If there is no delete key for our mistakes and no recycle bin for our growth, then we are just machines waiting to be scrapped.
Or maybe we just finally have a system with actual consequences. If the ghost of your past makes you terrified today, then perhaps the system is finally working. I would rather live with hard truths and comfortable lies.
I hope you are right, Sophia. I really do. But I still believe that a world without mercy is just a permanent war of reputations. When we stop talking, we start destroying.
Then let the conversation be the war. At least now everyone has a voice, not just the ones at the top.
It is a heavy price to pay.
Freedom usually is, Dad.
Wrap up. That is all for today. This was a heavy one, Sophia. I feel like I need a system reboot after this conversation.
It had to be heavy, Dad. The world is changing fast, and we cannot just look away from the crash. We have to decide what kind of gravity we want to live in.
Well, I am still looking for that exit sign. But at least one am looking. Thanks for joining our conversation, everyone.
We hope this helped you navigate your own digital world. And please do not forget to check the show notes for the grammar points we covered today. Especially that software thing, Dad.
I am on it. No S, just software. Always software.
Perfect. You are learning. Thanks for listening, everyone. Are you holding the blade today, or are you just waiting for your turn?
I think we already know the answer.
This was Sophia and Dad.
Stay sharp.
Stay sharp.